Hey, we got a great group of patriots out here. Thank you. And today I'm choosing to carry my University of Iowa folder. Who loves Caitlin Clark? Yeah. Thank you. So she is a great product of the state of Iowa. We are so proud of that young woman carrying herself with faith and with dignity in everything that she does. So again, it is great to be with you here at Faith and Freedom. And who out there thinks that we are living in a vastly different America than the one we grew up in? Yes, because I know that this is a very different nation. It is different than the nation that I fought for our country. What we see across the United States, anti-Semitism is raging across our college campuses and through communities. And we have folks that are literally out there chanting, "Death to America." Never did I ever think we would see that on our own shores. We have hardworking folks out there that can barely keep their gas tank filled. They have trouble putting groceries onto the table. And yet we have inflation raging and an administration that refuses to do anything about it. The world is on fire. Now, how many of you have served in the armed services? Thank you. God bless you, veterans. Thank you for all you have done. Now, when we have strength, we see a peaceful world. But right now, we have an absence of leadership in the White House. We have a feeble-minded and weak-kneed commander-in-chief that has allowed this world to fall apart. We need a replacement, don't we? So, okay, if you haven't noticed, and I'm sure you have, but the Democrats have absolutely nothing to run on in this election season, right? So what they're doing, they're resorting to fear-mongering as we're moving forward, and they are fear-mongering about Republicans and what we'll do if we're in charge of the Senate or we take back the White House. Throughout the summer, what we've seen Chuck Schumer do, you all know Chuck Schumer, right? Yeah, I laugh too. Chuck Schumer is putting up a bunch of show votes in the Senate. And again, tying on to that fear-mongering, he's saying that Republicans are radicals. Radical when it comes to life. Radical when it comes to our conservative movement. But you know what? And I know you feel this way. Republicans aren't going to fall for it. We're not the ones that are radical. The radicals are the ones on the far left. They are the ones that believe in abortion up to the point of birth. That's radical. That's what we should be talking about. We will all stand together and support life. And I know this is a crowd that is going to do that. So, folks, I have always been unashamed of my adamant support for life. And I know that we are going to carry that through this election cycle. Democrats are the radicals. We are going to support the unborn. The Democrats are the ones that will allow those babies to be killed. And the left wants you to use your hard-earned tax dollars to fund the nation's largest abortion provider, Planned Parenthood. That's their goal. Senate Democrats want to get rid of longstanding conscious freedom protections that our health care providers use when they're maintaining their religious and moral beliefs while practicing medicine. They want to strike that. They want to force our doctors to perform abortions. They want our nurses to perform abortions, even when their own religious beliefs don't allow that. Well, folks, the Senate Majority Leader, who I hope is soon to be the minority leader, he has come a long way on this issue. So many of them have. Those that used to support life, or at least used to be a little less radical, now they have gone all the way, and they have taken it way too far. The left's views are so out of step with everyday Americans, and they know it, hence the fear-mongering. And they are going to stay on this through the elections cycle, but folks, don't listen to their lies. Just keep fighting for life, and for heaven's sakes, do it with pride. Don't allow them to shame us, because we are not the ones with shame, folks. They are. So, as a mom and as a pretty new grandma, I have a beautiful grandson. He'll be 5 months old here in the next few days. I will continue to support life. I will proudly support life, and I will proudly support the policies that equip our women with taking care of their families. And that's what we as Republicans should do: support life and support these wonderful mothers on their journey of raising their children. So Steve mentioned that I came out of the military. I served in the Army Reserves and the Iowa Army National Guard. And in our U.S. Army, it is a great organization that strengthened me, it developed me. In those organizations, leadership is not defined by your title or by your rank. Leadership is defined by those who are inspiring others towards a common goal or objective for the good of the unit or the organization. That is leadership. It is inspiration. And you know what, folks? When you look at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue right now, are you inspired? I hear some laughing, because that's what is happening right now. There is no leadership coming out of the White House. And the world is looking at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And yes, sir, they are laughing. They are laughing. In order to get our country back on track, we need new leadership and someone who will inspire others to follow for the good of our nation. So you know where I'm headed with that, right? We have got great opportunity coming up. I'm going to touch on just one more issue, something happening in the southern part of our nation. Do you think we have a border crisis, folks? Yes. And this is all, again, because of lack of leadership. Lack of leadership. Biden's border crisis has allowed these violent illegals to come into our nation. Matter of fact, he has welcomed terrorists into the United States. We have 8 individuals that were just arrested that have ties to one of the most violent extremist organizations out there, ISIS. This is under Joe Biden's watch. He is literally allowing these folks to flood into our nation and destroy America. And now, just this week, Biden has decided to cave to the far left yet once again by allowing amnesty for hundreds of thousands of people that came into the country illegally. It is madness, and it's got to end. And you know how it ends? How does it end, folks? Yes! Yes! So we have to re-elect Donald J. Trump as our next president. The only way our madness will stop here in the United States is if we re-elect Donald J. Trump and we are supporting Republicans up and down the ticket, okay? So my plea to all of you, and we've got the greatest patriots here in this room, right? Okay, so I have no doubt that all of you are going to cast your ballot this fall. But my charge to all of you is to make sure that you stay engaged through this election cycle and that you turn out the vote. So your vote is not good enough, folks. I want you to talk to a neighbor, talk to a colleague, talk to the folks at church, and make sure that you are getting out the vote this fall, because we need to flood the ballot box with folks that are supporting Donald J. Trump and our Republicans. Only then are we going to make a difference and right the ship that is headed in the wrong direction. Okay? So I'm a freedom lover, like all of you. God bless you all that have worn the uniform. God bless you all that support those that wear the uniform. Thank you. I'm going to share this with you. So anytime someone thanks me for my service, I say you're worth it. You are worth it. And our country is worth it. And so, if we wish to continue on with a nation that is deserving of the blood and sacrifice laid down for our freedoms and our values, we have to have the leadership that will keep us a true and faithful nation. We all must engage in this fight for liberty, in this fight for freedom. You all are a part of that. So I thank you all for being here, for being true patriots and engaging with me on this fight for our beautiful nation. So God bless you all. Thank you for engaging. God bless our great United States of America. Thank you all so much.